Good day, everyone. How are you all doing today? It's quite an echo in my area because I'm alone in an inn right now. And it's been days or almost a week where I haven't had my prophetic word. But today I was propelled by God to do one. And the message for today is purify your hearts. And I was having these dreams related to love, and that without love, it is nothing. Whatever we do, if we're not saturated in God's love, it can be void or it's nothing, or, you know, what's the glory of it? It has been a challenging week for a lot of you here, and even for myself, but God will keep on reminding me to just walk in love. There could be a lot of circumstances or even the past memories where it gets to come up again, where we feel threatened or offended, or even certain current situations where we feel like we're not safe, or we feel like we immediately could judge or could talk bad about something or someone, and it could be natural to do so, but God says we must continue purifying our hearts, even if circumstances don't agree with us, that our hearts, love is the key to our future. Love is the key to the future, to whatever endeavors that we're going to have. If we're not going to walk in love continuously, there can be a lot of stagnant waters. There can be a lot of blindness that we may not see because we have been blinded by offense or bitterness or pride, and love conquers all of that. Love is the most powerful. And I also had this revelation on the Leviathan. It's always, it's a spirit that's always blinding people from love, even in small things. So God wants us to actually, let Him check our hearts, not just our minds, but our hearts, because out of the heart flows the wellspring of life. And there's a lot of us here that forgets that we are no longer heart centered because of all the things that's happening around the world, with the pandemic, with all the separation, and with all the news and everything, like, is now becoming brain centered. But God says, come back to the heart again and tap into God's love again, and see things in the eyes of love, see people in the eyes of love. It can be tricky for a lot because I see a lot of scratches, and even for some, really, like half of their hearts have been darkened or colded because of the certain things and situations that came up recently. So God is saying, continue laying down every day, every minute, every second of your heart to be purified. And I also see that God really looks at the heart. It's not about what we do. Yes, that adds on to our rewards, but it's about the heart that God is after, God is looking at, and God wants to really change, because love conquers all, love changes, love transcends all dimensions, love heals, love will take us to another level of our journey with Him, in the supernatural, in the prophetic, in our ministry, in our own personal, sphere. So that's what's in God's heart these days. Don't let the world make you cold. Don't let pride, or even small pride, get in those wounds, or get in the way of you seeing how God sees a person or a thing or a situation. It may easily be said than done, and we're not gaslighting your experience, but God is saying, Even if no matter what you feel, you mess up or you vent your anger or whatever, just continue coming back to God, to love, because God's grace is immeasurable. It's just, like unending. So God wants us to tap even more deeper in the greatest level of love, of wholeness, of love, which is Him. It's the most important thing that we should not overlook. And God feels that because He wants us to really walk in the fullness, and that's attainable through God's glory, through God's presence, through the love of God. It's the most powerful, you guys. That's why God really wants us to walk in it. So yeah, shalom everyone. That's it for today, and I'm sending you all love, and yes, I love you all with God's love, and shalom. Bye bye.